Loesje is the name of a Dutch girl, but it represents a community of people who want to create posters in order to create positive change all around the world through storytelling. The storytelling process is based on a collective brainstorming and a creative writing process where everyone in a team is involved. The emphasis is on simplification and sharing the stories to a wider audience, creating a cool amount of posters to be shared. Loesje is using for this a method called ACCESS, which stands for Association, Contradiction, Comparison, Exaggeration, Stimulation and Suggestion. Associate means that you think of as many words and ideas possible that relate to the topics. What feelings does it provoke in you? Contradict means that you look for a contradiction on the subject that you were writing about. Make aspects that are considered weak strong and the other way around. Share something that is new for you and others with something that is well known. That might help to clarify the meaning or consequences of the topic. Exaggerate. Make the subject or the things it implies bigger than life. Stimulate. Motivate others to take action, stimulate them for adventure, and show them how rewarding doing something unusual might be. Suggest. Making people see things in a different way is always nicer than telling them what to do, so make people think about what they read and about what it implies. Keeping the ACCESS methodology in mind will help you to either start a brainstorming process and get you ready for creative writing. The Loesje process starts with the warming up. We use this phase to start our ideas running and to show the participants of the workshop that they are creative. There is no such thing as too weird or too crazy for what may come up from the warming up games. This is also a good time to build up an open atmosphere in the group. We will now show you an example of a warming up game. In the end, let the participants read out some stories loud. After the warming up, it is time to choose the subjects that you are going to write about. You can ask people to tell you if there is something that has been on their minds and that they want to write about, or you can talk about the latest news. Make sure not to have topics that are too identical, and don't forget to turn what is bothering people into an inspiring subject. One tip is not to choose too wide topics. War in Iraq is easier to associate to than just war, for example. You can ask people to write each subject on the top of one sheet of paper so that they all have one subject when you start writing, and you can have 2 or 3 additional subjects to these. Now it's time for the collective writing. Explain to the group that they can write whatever comes to their mind. Emphasize that this is a group process, that you don't have to write a Loesje poster immediately, because it is important to let yourself be influenced by the other ideas. It is okay to just write a word or an idea. As well, it is okay to write what could become already a Loesje poster. It is not obligatory that everyone writes on each subject, and drawing is also allowed. Just express yourself and encourage the others to do the same. You can react on what the others have written, making questions, quote anecdotes, but we don't think it is helpful to have a yes or no reactions and to be critical. When you think you're finished with one subject, pass it to the person on your right. It is useful that you pay attention so that the order of the papers keeps the same, so that everyone can write on every subject. When you have a paper with a topic, write down your thoughts, look to what the others have written. Does it give you any other idea? Do you still remember access? Make sure that everyone had all the papers at least once and stop when you think that people are soon becoming tired. The final part is the circling or the collective decision making. You need color pens for this final part of the workshop. Let everyone choose a color and ask them to go through the papers again, this time to circle the text that they would like to become Loesje texts. They can choose more than one or none in each subject. Now that you are reading the text again, you might want to change something. In that case, just write it down. In the end, you can see that the texts, which have been circled with more colors, are the most popular. After the circling, it is time to share the stories widely. Explain that the most circled proposals are gathered together and will be voted on. The ones selected go through the final editing and are laid out. Get as well some feedback from the participants. How did they feel? Did they enjoy the process? Would they like to do it again? And thank them for coming. You can also ask if they would like to receive the laid out series and go either poster sticking or posting them all over social media. Loesje makes roughly about 5 texts from every workshop. And the workshop takes approximately 2 hours.